Ladies and gentlemen, our program is about to begin. At this time, please turn off all cell phones and other electronic devices. In addition, Calhoun County prohibits smoking in public buildings within 25 feet of buildings and along access route to buildings. Please respect this ordinance while on campus today. Thank you.
Please be seated. Those who founded our college, and because of your spirit, we continue to be an incredible place that teaches us how to serve, lead, think, be friends, and be. Your spirit calls out to our college, showering us with blessings, bringing us joy and a sense of accomplishment. As we have cried and laughed in the midst of saying goodbye, we have been blessed. Your spirit calls our graduates to enjoy this moment and take hope, but not just for a sense of personal accomplishment, but also because you call each of us to greater things. You connect us with our neighbors in Albion, Detroit, the world, a life of purpose, of service, of making this world a better place, a more peaceful, sustainable, and loving future. Come, Spirit, come. Bless the class of 2015. Amen.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the commencement exercises for the class of 2015 at Albion College. And welcome to those of you who are watching on internet. Since you can't tell, it's a sunny, bright day in Albion. We wish you were here. In case the sunshine goes away and we get rain, here's our policy. Our policy is we've done the most important thing of the day. We've dressed up in nice clothes, we've said hello to our friends, and we've marched in. At this point, we've got the day covered. If it continues to drizzle like this, we're going to go through with the ceremony. If it comes a gully washer, as we would say in Indiana, we're going to take a rain delay. And all of the doors around the mall are unlocked. So if you need to make a run for it, you can go into a building. The graduates and the faculty can go in the building behind us. But remember the lessons from 4th grade fire drill. If you're running and somebody trips, don't step on them, help them up, wait till the doors get open. We can do this orderly, and then we will take a 30-minute rain delay and come right back out here. I'm Maury Ditzler, the president of Albion College. The members of the platform party will be introduced as they speak. However, before we proceed, I would like to thank the chairman of the board, trustee Donald Sheets, class of 1982, for assisting me with this ceremony. His role is short, but it's actually vitally important. I don't really have the authority to grant degrees to you. I have to get that at the last minute from the chair of the board. So if he weren't here today, you couldn't graduate. And you're worried about the rain today, but yesterday afternoon I talked to Don, and he was on the 17th green at a golf tournament in Florida. Had the weather been bad and American Airlines hadn't got through and he got stuck in Atlanta, you would have been out of luck today. I'd also like to welcome the other members of the Board of Trustees who are present today, and they're seated behind me. I'll ask them to stand as I read their names. Joe Calvaruso. Joe stood in yesterday when we did kind of a mini exercise for our 7 lacrosse players who missed us today, and he actually gave me the power to graduate those 7 fine young men. In addition to Joe's class of 1978, we have Steve Charnley, Steve Greenhall, class of 74, Michael Harrington, class of 1985, Donald Strite, class of 2014, Jeff Weedman, class of 1975, Hollis Williams, class of 2013, and also up here, but not on the back row, is trustee Faith Fowler, who's on the front row. Let's give them a round of applause. They have a lot for me to say at this point, and it's getting wet on the page. So let me just move through this section quickly and note that you've been here during a remarkable time for Albion College and the city of Albion. 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, there were a lot of people who said, you know, we ought to worry about the town of Albion, and we ought to worry about Albion College and colleges like it, right? There was, people thought things were looking gloomy for towns like Albion. But of course, we can't let them look gloomy. One of your colleagues gave me a wonderful phrase a few days ago, and they said that if America is a river, Albion and towns like it are the headwaters. And if the headwaters aren't healthy, the river's not healthy, right? And so it was of a concern that towns like Albion were struggling a bit. And all of you reached out to your host community and did some really good partnerships to help get some excitement going in town. The athletes here won national awards 2 years in a row for their service learning that they did in town. And all of you have been out, you've been tutoring, you've been working around town. Some of you were painting buildings in Holland Park just 2 days ago as we were really getting ready to come down to the end of things. And good things have been happening in town. And you've helped that happen, and you've watched it happen. And you'll come back and see things continue to grow. Right? The theater is open back up in town, the Bohm Theater, right? Hope some of you have been down for Blues at the Bohm, with lots of Albion faculty and staff being musicians down there making things happen. Many of you went to a really remarkable Martin Luther King convocation in the Bohm, where one of our graduates, Ruth Holland Scott, came back to talk about her career as a civil rights activist and a community leader. It really felt good to see you as students mixing with the community members right downtown, and we hope to see more of that. I have heard a rumor that someone's going to build a hotel and open some classrooms downtown as well. So when you come back for a reunion, I hope we've got a good place for you to stay. But you've been here during a great resurgence of the town, but you've also been here at a good time for liberal arts colleges. When you began your time here, there were people who said, why are you going to a small private liberal arts college? Why are you going to Albion College? The days of those colleges are past. But, you know, people couldn't ignore the accomplishments of our graduates and the graduates of colleges like this. And it's been very encouraging in the last months to see people around the country say, you know, those colleges really are America's competitive advantage. They're a vital thing that's going on. So we appreciate your coming here and not only having faith in this type of education, but rolling up your sleeves and helping us persuade others that this is a great college to attend. And so as you are leaving, we're looking to bring in a replacement class for you. We really can't replace you, but we're looking to bring in a replacement class that will actually be a bigger group. We've got over 425 students planning to enroll in the fall, and it's really a great class, a strong class. We're delighted to see them coming in. So seniors, you aspired to do great things while Albion was your home. Now you are preparing for a dynamic future. Very soon, you'll begin to see your dreams fulfilled as you head off to jobs with leading employers and graduate study at some of our nation's best universities. But remember that a certain part of each of you will always call Albion home, both the college and the community. We're incredibly proud of all you have achieved and know that even more impressive accomplishments are yet to come. Now, on behalf of the Albion College and the class of 2015, allow me to pay tribute to those who supported these graduates morally, spiritually, and financially. That is, to the parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles of the graduates. Without you, this day would not be possible, and because of you, it is a joyous celebration of life and learning. Graduates, would you please rise, face the audience, and join me in giving a round of applause to your friends. This day is all about you, or mostly all about you. We do have a tradition that at graduation we pay tribute to retiring faculty and staff, and we will be honoring two individuals today who have been here for an extended period of time. English professor Sally Jordan has spent her entire Albion career helping 20th and 21st century students explore and embrace literature of the 18th century. Along with teaching courses on the novel and British literature, Dr. Jordan developed and taught classes dealing with specialized topics as wide-ranging as Jane Austen, the Age of Satire, gay and lesbian literature, and the making of modern masculinity. She further directed nearly 24 students in independent study and college-funded scholarship projects. Dr. Jordan's own recent scholarship revolved around the 18th century writings on masculinity and on idleness. Her book, The Anxieties of Idleness, Idleness in 18th Century British Literature and Culture, was published by the Bucknell University Press in 2003. A graduate of Salem College, a fine liberal arts college, she earned her doctorate from Brandeis University. Dr. Jordan has been named Professor Emerita of English by the Board of Trustees. Please help me recognize Dr. Jordan for all she has done for Albion College and for her students. Sally, would you please stand? Since 1978, Sarah Briggs has managed both the message and the media for Albion College's communications. She has edited the award-winning Yo Trumpy Alumni Magazine and other alumni publications, overseeing content and design development for early versions of Albion's website, advised 5 presidents, and she is a good advisor. One should listen to Sarah, and has had a hand in organizing meaningful and memorable events, like the days we're celebrating now. From admissions view books to capital campaign brochures, to media coverage in USA Today and other outlets, Sarah's creativity, attention to detail, high standards of excellence, and love for Albion College have steadfastly supported and enhanced the work and reputation of this great institution. She is a Phi Beta Kappa graduate of Ohio Wesleyan University. You're not cheering for them today against our lacrosse team, are you, Sarah? No. Ohio Wesleyan University, and earned her master's degree in historic preservation from Eastern Michigan University. Sarah has been granted staff emerita status by the Board of Trustees. Please help me recognize for all she has done for Albion College. Sarah, would you please stand? Sometimes we forget the good work of the staff, often the grounds crew and the maintenance staff that goes unseen. One of our grounds crew is retiring today, Bob Watson. Just after they set up the chairs, they slipped over for a retirement party for Bob. He may have gone home, but I suggested that he stick around a little bit. He doesn't know we're going to do this, but Bob's out there somewhere checking on the grounds. Let's give Bob a big round of applause as well. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank a person who has really helped me out in this year, made this year a lot of fun for me, and that's the interim provost, Beth Lincoln. Over the past academic year, Dr. Lincoln has been an invaluable advisor to me and all at Albion College. She provided outstanding leadership as our chief academic officer. This isn't the first interim role. Beth's kind of done provost things before, and I understand that she even filled in as a year as athletic director. Beth, thank you for taking a year away from the classroom and the rocks as a geology professor. I understand you really missed the summer field camps and camping out while you were being a provost. You served a vitally important role for our campus community. We thank you very much. We also need to take a moment to recognize our faculty members who have been influential in our students' lives in so many ways. I invite the entire faculty to stand and allow the students and their families and friends to recognize the remarkable work of these distinguished scholars and mentors. Now I will ask Bud Davis to join me here at the podium for the presentation of the Britton Medallion. Unfortunately, Mr. Davis's wife, Olivia, is unable to be with us today. Today, we recognize Bud and Olivia Davis as joint recipients of Albion College's Britton Medallion. The Britton Medallion honors Albion's alumni and friends who have made significant and sustained contributions to the college through financial support or volunteer service, commitment, and advocacy. Britton Medallion recipients are selected by the Board of Trustees. Lifelong Albion residents Bud and Olivia Davis have always loved their hometown, involving themselves in many aspects of community life. Through the years, the Davises have also had a variety of rewarding relationships with the college. They have given significant time and resources to the Albion community and Albion College, recognizing that neither reaches its full potential unless both are equally supported. They truly epitomize what we hope to achieve in our renewed college-community partnership. Involved in local industry for most of his professional life, Bud served as Vice President and Treasurer of Albion Industries, a manufacturer of industrial casters and wheels, until retiring in 1970. Subsequently, he was President and Treasurer of Sheridan Industries and served on the Board of Directors of Decker Manufacturing Company and City Bank and Trust. Olivia was a community volunteer involved in scouting and school organizations when their two sons, Kent and Mark, were young, and in the local Hospital Service League. Both Bud and Olivia served their country during World War II. Bud was an Army Air Force navigator for a B-17 bomber crew in Europe, while Olivia was a member of the Navy Waves in Gulfport, Mississippi. Bud recalls spending many of his boyhood days on campus, playing baseball and basketball and running on the college's track. Following his professional retirement, Bud spent 9 years as a college trustee. The Davises have long attended college athletic and cultural events and supported a number of advancement campaigns. They are also proud of being grandparents to John and Hart, who will graduate from Albion next year. On this occasion, I'm extremely pleased to announce that the Davises have recently provided a leadership gift for our campaign to improve our outdoor athletic facilities. Work will begin next spring on the Davis Athletic Complex. Bud, congratulations on receiving this honor. We are deeply grateful for all you and Olivia have done for Albion College and for our home community. Each year at commencement, we repeat an old Albion tradition, the sounding of the senior horn. Yeah. In 1877, the 12 members of Albion College's senior class launched the senior class horn tradition and has become associated with the college oratory contests. The horn was refurbished in 2000 and was dedicated in 2003 as a senior class gift. Now the horn is sounded just prior to the student speaker's remarks at commencement. Today, after being the winner of a very rigorous tryout, Senior Kyle Albrecht will sound the horn. He will be assisted by Sean Turkington. Have at it. At this time, it is my privilege to introduce graduating senior Bailey Judson. Bailey is a communication studies major and religious studies minor from Traverse City, Michigan. She's a member of the Prentice Brown Honors Program. She offered an analysis of human trafficking in the United States at last month's Elkin Isaac Student Research Symposium. She also served as a subject of her senior honors thesis. A member of Kappa Alpha Theta sorority, Bailey has participated in the Union Board and the honorary societies Gamma, Sigma Alpha, and Omicron Delta Kappa. Please join me in welcoming Bailey Judson to address the graduating seniors of 2015 with remarks entitled, "Change Albion, Change the World."
Thank you, President Ditzler. Welcome, friends, family, faculty, staff, and distinguished guests. Thank you all for being here. And to my fellow graduates, congratulations. I have to say, we did it. We've made it through these 4 years at Albion. And as we sit here today thinking about all the things that we have accomplished and the people that we have become, let us not forget how we got here. Through one decision or another, we all made it to Albion College. From that point, we made it through classes. We learned from our professors in and out of the traditional classrooms. We joined campus organizations such as umbrella organizations, Union Board, Greek Life, music, and sports, just to name a few. We made lifelong friendships, and most of all, we made memories. Whether those were the trips we took, the sights we saw, or the nights we stayed up talking to our roommates instead of doing our homework. Whether our memories are large or small, they've helped shape us and our experience at Albion. Though we have had some great experiences at Albion, our time was not without some obstacles. We've made it through 3 college presidents, and not a lot of people can say that. We've made it through the Albion hurricane, the earthquake, service projects, theses, all-nighters, some extreme temperatures, even though we might not have been dressed for it, a lot of snow, and so many other personal and academic challenges. We've made it through these things with the help and support of the people who join us today. I'd like to thank my family, especially my mom and dad, for getting me through these 4 years. Each one of us has a support system, and with their help, we've accomplished so many things. We've helped to start Rebuild a Town, stretching the boundaries of the college to help it fade into part of the community, including the Collaboration Corner and the Bohm Theater. We've traveled abroad to many countries and brought those experiences back to Albion. We've expanded the boundaries of our college experiences to so many places. We haven't just made it through these 4 years at Albion, we've accomplished them. In and out of the classroom, we were working to better the community, and our learning never stopped when we left the classroom. We were changing, affecting, and shaping each other. We worked together to change this campus for the future generations. We helped to develop a better campus for those who will come after us. And the campus that we leave today is much different in look and in spirit than the one that we stepped onto 4 years ago. Through our time here, the college has become a part of us, and we have become a part of a legacy for this campus. We were not your average class. We challenged the ideas that were set before us and asked the hard questions. We were a class determined not to blindly follow all those who have come before us and the information that was given to us. We pushed back, and those around us supported us in these endeavors. They fueled our fire to learn and explore and nurtured us when we fell. We no longer wanted to be those who went along with the flow. We were determined to fight the status quo. We tackled the hard issues: race, sexuality, human rights, religion, politics, and other topics that most would have not wanted to address for fear of ruffling feathers. We were a class that was not satisfied with the social norms. We were thinking outside of the box, and we were trying to change the society in order for a better place for future generations. We had no fear in standing up for what we believed in. At Albion, we have gained the skills, made the memories, been pushed to our limits, and we have grown immensely. In developing this campus, we have changed, and now we must take our education and apply it to the outside world. Nelson Mandela said, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." Thanks to Albion, we have the tools. Thanks to professors and staff, we've honed the skills to use them. Now it is our charge to remember the change that we have made here at Albion and make changes in the world. We were a class who challenged, asked questions, and pushed back. All of these skills can help to make the world stronger. So class of 2015, I say congratulations, not only on making it through your years at Albion, but for everything that you have accomplished. We are going on to do great things. And think, it only takes one person to change the world, or maybe one graduating class. Thank you.
Thank you, Bailey. At this time, the symphonic band, please enjoy. Today, we're going to give 2 honorary degrees. And I don't know about all of you, but I'll bet some of the members of this class are thinking, you know, I worked really hard for my degree. 4 years, a lot of tuition dollars, a lot of papers, at least 32 courses. And now here's 2 people that they just kind of waltz in here at the last minute and they get a degree as well. One of them has never taken a class at Albion College, and the other, well, she took a lot of classes here, but it was a long time ago when this was much easier than it is now. To the 2 honorary degrees, Dr. Andrew French, professor of chemistry and Albion City Council member, will present our first recipient, Mr. Harry Bonner. After Mr. Bonner's response, Dr. Jocelyn McWhirter, department chair and associate professor of religious studies, will present our second recipient and commencement speaker, Reverend Faith Fowler, who will then address the graduates after receiving her degree.
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting Harry J. Bonner, Sr. for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. As our community looks forward to a number of exciting projects that improve the lives of our citizens, it is especially fitting to honor a person who has spent the last 40 years as a mentor and champion for Albion's youth. Harry Bonner has inspired, encouraged, and supported hundreds of young men and women in pursuing an education and leading lives of service and success. A 1965 graduate of Albion High School, Mr. Bonner found his true calling in 1975 following the closure of Albion's Corning glass plant, where he had worked for the preceding 10 years. In a new role at Albion High School, Mr. Bonner discovered he loved working with young people and helping them overcome the significant obstacles they often faced. Later, as director of the Albion Drop-In Center, he provided crisis intervention services to the community. This program, now known as Substance Abuse Prevention Services, continues to service Albion's at-risk youth, with Mr. Bonner still at its helm. This organization also operates the Kids at Hope Youth Development Center at the First United Methodist Church. Today, Mr. Bonner remains a caring father figure for the children and teens in his programs, as well as a wise and trusted advisor to the leadership at Albion College and in the community. Among many commendations for leadership and service, Mr. Bonner has received the Governor George Romney Lifetime Achievement in Community Service Award, the South Central Michigan Substance Abuse Commission Distinguished Service Award, and an Albion High School Distinguished Alumni Award. He partnered with Michigan State University's Calhoun County 4-H program to create an urban 4-H club model, the first of its kind. This innovation earned him a citation for outstanding service to 4-H and a Lifetime Volunteer Salute to Excellence 4-H Award, both from Michigan State University. While a student at Albion High School, Mr. Bonner met Albion College coach Morley Frazier, who became a role model and friend over many decades. That relationship has come full circle, as Mr. Bonner has worked closely with Albion College faculty members and students, helping develop college community programs and providing college students with an opportunity to become mentors and tutors for local youth. Mr. Bonner holds a degree in Human Services from Kellogg Community College. Mr. President, Harry J. Bonner, Sr.
Harry Bonner, we salute your enduring commitment to Albion's youth and your belief in their ability to succeed, and we are genuinely grateful for your exemplary service to your home community. By the authority vested in me by the state of Michigan and by the Board of Trustees of Albion College, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereunto. Congratulations, Harry.
Interesting. Where should I start at? I think I'll start with my lovely family. Can you please stand? Here, here. I think one of the things that over the years I've received a lot of awards. Michigan State Carolina Foundation, KCC, but this is the first time I ever received an award from Albion College. And that's why it's so special. Because Morley Frazier was my mentor and my guide. And Morley was the one that encouraged me to stay. Also, I should say, people like Hazel Elias also encouraged me to stay. And many more people encouraged me to stay in Albion. A lot of college students have interned at our program and went on to help our students with our superintendent here, Jolene Williams. You guys are going to be faced with many opportunities to pursue a bachelor's, a master's, something higher. But somewhere along the line, you're going to have to pursue your purpose in life. And what will that be? Now, most people here, and Faith will follow up because I'm only responsible for brief remarks. But to find out early in life what your purpose is a wonderful thing. That's going to be a challenge. Dr. Dishner said, when Faith came, classes was easier. I'm going to say the classes that you have taken, although not easy, will be not as easy as life challenges will present to you. All of us make choices about what we do and who we serve. For me, the choice was easy. Every time I thought about taking a class for a degree, there was another child that needed mentoring. I chose a child. So to have Albion College give me an honor for my life work on helping children and helping the Albion community to be a better place, I think it was a good choice. I want to give special thanks to my family. You sacrifice a lot, like your parents did for you, because last time I knew, Albion College was expensive. Right, parents? But because of love, they supported you, and because of love, I supported children. So I want to thank again Albion College. Special thanks to Dr. Keys, who has been my partner for the last 20 years with her psychology intern students who intern in the public schools. I think the future is ahead, and I think the true Albion College advantage is the faculty, the staff, and your wonderful students. Thank you.
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting Faith E. Fowler for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Her title, Senior Pastor of Cass Community United Methodist Church and Executive Director of Cass Community Social Services, doesn't begin to describe Faith Fowler. She advises government and civic leaders, creates job opportunities for adults with disabilities, mentors eager student volunteers, leads business ventures, preaches on Sundays, and cares deeply about hungry, sick, troubled, and struggling people in Detroit. The Reverend Fowler's faith, shown through her works, is notable for its creativity, collaborative spirit, inclusivity, concern for the environment, and efforts to bring people together. The Reverend Fowler has served Cass Community Social Services, CCSS, as director for more than 20 years, working to help Detroit's most vulnerable citizens with programs for food, healthcare, housing, and employment. She has developed a number of wildly successful economic ventures for CCSS, most notably the production of mud mats and sandals from illegally discarded car tires. Not only does this work provide many jobs, it has significantly reduced a chronic environmental problem in the city of Detroit. Another of the Reverend Fowler's creative ventures, a seasonal haunted house, brings in revenue while recognizing that celebrations and fun are integral to successful ministry. A devoted Albion alumna, the Reverend Fowler has collaborated for many years with Albion College's Ford Institute for Leadership in Public Policy and Service, the Alumni Engagement Office, and other college groups, bringing volunteers to CCSS and giving them a deeper understanding of Detroit's challenges and resources. She is a frequent guest at Intercultural Affairs and Chaplain's Office programs and is a member of Albion's Board of Trustees. Beyond her work at CCSS, the Reverend Fowler has served as a board member for the Cass Corridor Neighborhood Development Corporation, the Detroit Area Agency on Aging, and the United Methodist Church's General Board of Church and Society. She currently chairs the Detroit Brownfield Redevelopment Authority Advisory Committee. The Reverend Fowler's work has been recognized with a number of awards, including the Detroit News Michiganian Year of the Year Award, the United Way Detroit Martin Luther King Jr. Drum Award for Justice Award, and the Alpha Kappa Alpha Global Poverty Award. The Reverend Fowler was an inaugural recipient of the Detroit Free Press Michigan Green Leader Award in 2010, and she has received Distinguished Alumni Awards from all 3 of her alma maters. The Reverend Fowler graduated with Phi Beta Kappa honors from Albion College. She received a Master of Divinity degree from Boston University School of Theology and a Master of Public Administration degree from the University of Michigan Dearborn. She currently serves as an adjunct professor for the University of Michigan Dearborn. Mr. President, Faith E. Fowler.
Faith Fowler, we honor your inexhaustible efforts on behalf of the citizens and city of Detroit. As an advocate for those who often go unheard, you have changed the lives of many and truly made the world a better place for us all. By the authority vested in me by the state of Michigan and by the Board of Trustees of Albion College, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereunto.
President Ditzler, Chairman Sheets, fellow trustees, and alumni, faculty, staff, parents, and distinguished guests. It's an honor to be here, especially since I was here when the school wasn't so hard. Graduating class of 2015, I do so with some ambivalence because we come from different worlds. You've never searched a card catalog. You've never used an Encyclopedia Britannica. You've never retyped an entire page because your footnotes didn't fit on the margins. You didn't learn to drive using a stick shift. You don't remember rolling a car window up or down or riding without seat belts. You always had to wear a bike safety helmet as if you had to have bubble wrap. You didn't tape coins to the needle arm of your record player or walk across the room to turn a television dial. You, with your Bluetooth earpieces, don't know the sound of a rotary phone. That was fun. Undoubtedly, most significantly, you have no idea what life was like before the internet. I, on the other hand, don't blog, tweet, post pictures on Instagram. I don't look for ideas on Pinterest. I don't send snaps. I certainly don't twerk. I was waiting to see how the signer was going to do that one. I can take a picture with my Android, but I have yet to take a selfie. I learned that the Amazon is a river in South America and that an apple a day would keep the doctor away. What could I possibly say to you, and why would you listen? After all, 30-some years ago, I sat where you sit, and I didn't listen. I don't remember who spoke or what he said, nor do I recollect who addressed us at Boston University. If my life depended on it, I couldn't recite a single sentence from the entire ceremony. I didn't even go to the ceremony at the University of Michigan. They mailed me my diploma. Lincoln was right. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here. You didn't come here to listen to me. There are some good reasons that you won't listen and won't remember. One is because this is such a huge achievement. To quote Vice President Biden, this is such a big thing. Your senses are on overload. Your adrenaline is pumping as if you had climbed Mount Everest or pitched a no-hitter in the World Series or killed the meanest bull in Madrid. This is a bungee jumping kind of day, sheer exhilaration that your papers are done, your tests are passed, your research projects are completed, I hope. All the plays, labs, programs, recitals, athletic competitions are behind you, except those darn men playing lacrosse. For some of you, the achievement is magnified by the fact that you're the very first in your family to earn a degree. I congratulate you. You did it at a school where you couldn't hide in a lecture hall filled with hundreds of students. You couldn't go undetected by a graduate assistant. No, the professors at Albion knew your names and knew when you were missing and called you out if you weren't prepared or not living up to their standards or your potential. Well, the one thing that gets to me anytime I'm with Albion alum is that they never talk about what they learned here. Plate tectonics, the music of Mahler, the tales of Chaucer, mastering calculus, biology, chemistry, psychology. When Brits gather, and it doesn't matter when, they tell about the professors who changed their lives. And I know you can do it online. Rate your professor. I don't like it when students do it online. They usually complain that I give them too much work. But you were rather anemic when you thanked the men and women who changed your lives so profoundly. Would you please thank them again? So maybe you're not listening because you can't concentrate. It's an emotional day. It's just beginning to sink in that you're leaving your friends, your roommates, your our age, your classmates, your brothers and sisters from Greek life, teammates, housemates. Your Albion friends shaped you like the hands in Escher's lithograph, both holding pencils and drawing each other into existence. They've made you the people you are today, 4 or 5 years later. They finished what your family started. How can you listen when you're melancholy? Some aren't listening because, the places you will go. Some to med school, law school, business school, seminary. I had to New York, Hollywood, Institute graduates to Lansing and Washington and Chicago and Detroit. Some to foreign places with NGOs. This is wonderful. I'm happy that you have ambitious plans. I need to caution you, though, as someone who's lived a little while, that nothing happens in the future. There is only today. Ask anyone who's discovered an aneurysm or survived an earthquake. A few of you aren't listening because you're uncertain about the future. You're stressed out even though you're here today. Nothing's been secured. You don't know where you're going to live or where you're going to work or where you're going to school. On what should be one of the happiest days of your life, you're like an inmate being released after decades of incarceration. I like that line too. And you're frightened by what you don't know. I'm here to tell you, you're probably well, let me back up. You're probably irritated by people who keep asking you, by the way, what are you going to do next? Like, let's get through today first, huh? In some ways, though, you have the greatest advantage because life is not predictable, nor is it fair. Learning to live in limbo or a transition is a very valuable skill, and you'll need it because you're going to change jobs 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. You're going to move locations over and over again. And so if you don't know what's coming, consider it a gift today. It will prepare you for the rest of life. Now that we've determined that there are good reasons why you're not listening and you won't remember, I have a couple of things to say. After graduation, the whole world becomes your classroom. Most often you're a student, but occasionally you're the teacher. 21 years ago, when I was appointed to CAS, I figured out how little I knew. The church had a proud history of advocacy and charity, but when I arrived, there was no welcome wagon. The community wanted us out. They had had enough of undesirable people. They thought the neighborhood was saturated and that we were attracting folks. And so after some time and study, we decided to launch a nonprofit and move it 4 miles away. And now today we're lucky enough, we're blessed enough to have 10 buildings with 4 major programs, and each program has taught me something, so you're going to have to listen to it. Food. Oh, thank you. Food. We make and serve 1 million meals a year. I don't cook. They don't let me in the kitchen. But even from the hallway, I've discovered that everything has a shelf life. Tomatoes, potatoes, cucumbers, milk, mayonnaise, meat. Some foods last a couple days, some a couple weeks. But everything has a shelf life, and so do you. I know you're not thinking about it today, but I'd urge you to resist the temptation to watch too many animals roller skating on YouTube. Your time is limited. 2, CAS operates a healthcare clinic with free medication and medication monitoring for people with AIDS and people who are mentally ill. When I'm having a bad day, I go to the Activity Center for Adults with Developmental Disabilities. We have 125 people there who treat me like royalty. Handshakes, hugs, long questions about where have you been, and we've missed you, and broad grins from ear to ear. What the program members have taught me is that we affect others emotionally. Maya Angelou said it this way: I've learned that people will forget what you said, and people will forget what you've done, but people will never forget how you made them feel. You have no idea what burdens other people are shouldering. Part of your work is to make people, all people, not just the ones who can do something for you, feel welcome and valued and appreciated and listened to. We have a housing program. 325 homeless people sleep with Cass each night, more adults than in your graduating class, and 50 to 60 children. They've helped me understand that there's a difference between homelessness and houselessness. It's not the same thing. Soon you may be buying furniture. Some year you may be remodeling a kitchen or a bathroom. These are not the things that make a home. No matter if you're moving into an apartment, a tiny house, a boat house, or the White House, a home is a place where you can retreat and recharge, where you fill the place with pictures and pets and people you love and who love you, the ones who walk in when the world walks out. Create a sanctuary for yourself where you can get naked emotionally, where no matter where you're returning from, as you pull in the driveway, you think to yourself, it's so good to be home. Finally, in 2007, Cass started creating jobs because there just wasn't enough employment, and certainly not for the people who came to Cass. Today we employ 85. All the positions are linked to sustainability. We repurpose, as you already heard, tires and glass and wood. We recycle tons of paper and cardboard. The program has schooled me that perspective is everything. The world saw blight, we saw jobs. The world saw disposable people, we saw adults with something to contribute. I gotta tell you, today I'm thinking about my dad. My father was a teacher, taught history and economics at a public high school and night school and summer school. And I don't know how he did it, but he carved out time to work on a doctorate too. And one summer he was away at Syracuse University and Detroit erupted. I was 8 years old, but I'll never forget. The smell of burning buildings, the sound of gunfire, the sight of helicopters above, the National Guard troops and tanks in the streets. It was terrifying. It changed the city. It changed my father. He never left the family alone again. And he never got a doctorate. It wasn't until I started at Cass, though, that I learned how different perspectives could be. The white community called what happened in 1967 a riot. They talked about black people looting stores and torching houses, and the African American community, I learned, spoke of the same event as a rebellion sparked by police harassment and brutality. They reflected on racial profiling. You know about that today. I began my speech by saying you and I are from different worlds. The truth is that many people live in worlds different than yours and mine. You will have the opportunity to learn from a diversity of people in the years to come. Individuals with different ages and races and classes and countries and religious affiliations and sexual orientations and identifications. I highly recommend that you cultivate relationships with people who see the world with different eyes. They have things to teach you. This is why I'm so excited about the Albion Fellows program and the Inside Out classes. It's not just about what the college can do for local students, it's also about what the fellows can do for Albion College. They bring a different perspective, some of them crossing color lines. It's significant that this program was launched in the same year in which the majority of public schools in the United States are now composed of minority students. The Inside Out exchange classes at Cotton Correctional Facility are transformative in the same way. It's not just what the class can do for the 15 prisoners, but what the inmate students can teach our community. I was privileged to join the closing ceremony at Cotton recently. It was clear that the members on both sides had grown because of the interactions. At one point in the evening, I was sandwiched between an insider and an outsider, and he commented that he had been locked up in 1991, and she responded, I was born in 1993. And then he said, the inside students together will spend over 800 years in prison. When I was born, there were roughly 3 billion people on the planet. Today, there are 7. If you're invited to come back and give remarks 30 years from now, there will be 9. Don't cheat yourself out of exploring other worlds. I, of course, urge you to consider the perspectives of poor people and extremely poor people. It'll change you. Journalists as you write, teachers as you teach, artists as you draw, doctors as you heal, politicians as you legislate, and business people as you sell. It will forever change you as a person, and sometimes it will gnaw at you to change the world to make it more just. That's it. That's all you have to remember. Everything has a shelf life. What's important is how you make people feel. You should create a home for yourself and others, and you should seek out different perspectives. If 4 points are too much for you today because of the rain or something else, I'd echo the great theologian Mark Twain, who said, the 2 most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you figure out why. Now it seems appropriate, before I unleash you to the unsuspecting world, I know you've done it before, but that you would recognize the people who gave you life. Your parents, by blood or marriage or adoption, who have sacrificed for you to attend Albion, who accepted your garbage bags full of dirty laundry, carted you back and forth together with the laundry, sent you cookies and cash and cards, who came to see you do or say or play something, and who are here again today with no need for jewelry because they exude pride. Would you please get on your feet and thank your parents?
And while you were looking the other way, Faith snuck back to her seat. Let's thank her as well. I didn't really explain after I broached the question, right? Why do we let 2 people have a degree when you work so hard for yours? I think you figured it out, right? You figured it out. We're giving you a degree because we believe you accomplish great things. We give these folks a degree because we know they've accomplished great things. The Albion College Concert Choir will now perform. We will now award the degrees in course. By what authority are the degrees to be awarded?
By the formal action of the Albion College Board of Trustees, you, President Ditzler, are authorized to confer the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Fine Arts upon those candidates approved by the faculty and certified by the provost as meeting the requirements for the degrees.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees please rise? President Ditzler, these are the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Fine Arts. They have completed their respective programs of study, and the faculty has approved their qualifications. It is a pleasure to present them to you at this time for the conferring of their degrees.
Members of the class of 2015, by the authority vested in me by the state of Michigan and by the Board of Trustees of Albion College, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Fine Arts with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining to the degree. Yeah. As is the tradition at commencement ceremonies, and as a symbol of your newly achieved academic status, I now invite the status to move your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left. Will the class be seated? The graduates will be presented individually to receive their diplomas. I would suggest that the audience refrain from applauding too much until all of the bachelor's degrees have been presented. We are also going to invite some very special parents to join us for the awarding of the degrees. If you as a graduate have a parent who is a trustee or a faculty member or a staff member, we've invited your parents to join me on stage and step in for me and hand your diploma to you. We've tried to get to all of you, all of the parents that fit that category, but if in fact you've had a son or daughter who has refused to acknowledge your existence for the last 4 years and we don't know of this status, please feel free to come down and arrange with Emma. She'll get you up here at the appropriate time. Associate Provost John Wall and Professor of Chemistry Andrew French will introduce the graduates. Mr. Sheets, as chairman of the Albion College Board of Trustees, will join me in congratulating them.
Will the marshals please bring the graduates forward?
Brennan Michael Ackerman, cum laude. Nicholas R. Aday. Kyle Albrecht. Caitlin Marie Allen, cum laude. Kyle Alszewski, cum laude. Robin Ains. Paige Ankney. Preston Mark Arquette. Andrew Baldwin. Warner Ball, cum laude. Christina Marie Bartholomew. Orgel Betzorig, cum laude. Caroline Tobias Bars. Caitlin Mary Berard. Brittany Bird. Stefan Timothy Blotchett. Troy Bodke. Megan Renee Bortle. Kara Bowers, magna cum laude. Ashley R. Bradford. Langston Alexander Brannon Pugh. Zachary J. Brigham, cum laude. Elena Ann Retzer Brinker, magna cum laude. Bethany Suzanne Brooks, cum laude. Max Brosnahan Lux. Patrick David Buck, summa cum laude with Albion College honors. Antonio Cacamo. Anthony Capoletti. Morgan Olivia Carey. Philip David Carlisle, cum laude. Alyssa Emily Castellanos, cum laude. Irene Chen. Mackenzie Brown Chesley. Chantel Chuba. Lindsay Siastko. Anna Michelle Cieslak. Matthew Sirik. Catherine Marie Clark. Megan Elizabeth Coburn. Ryan Joseph Cosgrove, magna cum laude. Cody Thomas Crawford. Alexandria Lynn Krim, cum laude with Albion College honors. Dylan Michael Danowski, magna cum laude with Albion College honors. Colin Jacob David. Jacob M. Davis. Alexander Paul Decker, cum laude. Chelsea L. Denton. Rachel DeRocher, summa cum laude. Scott DeRosier, magna cum laude with Albion College honors. Lauren Beth Dever, magna cum laude. Nicholas Jonathan Diamond. Catherine Didier. Jacqueline Rose Dotz, cum laude. Madeline I. Drury, cum laude. Joshua A. Egan. Carter A. Elliott. Emily Sue Ellison, cum laude. Nicholas Robert Emery. Joshua B. Engel. Lauren Eppel, magna cum laude. Dylan Mackenzie Irvin. Ariel Joy Farley. Matthew Charles Fellows, cum laude. Stephen Foster, magna cum laude with Albion College honors. Zachary Francis. Jacob Fredericks. Toju Fragane. Trayvon Gavin. Spencer Gibbs Kibbe. Christine Kelly Gasani. Jessica Joelle Glazier, summa cum laude with Albion College honors. Ashley Marie Glenn. Diana Nicole Gomez. Alexander David Goricki. Christine Kathleen Graham. Hannah L. Grassa. Robert John Green, Jr. Karai Rose Gamorai, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Grobel. Paige Nicole Gustafson. Tess Elizabeth Hatzma. Kristen Y. Hoppala, cum laude. Cherith J. Haig. Adam Stephen Hone, cum laude. James Thomas Hartley. Kaylee May Harvey, cum laude with Albion College Honors. Cheney L. Hathaway. Gavin Avery Hedin, cum laude. Brent Porter Hirspink, cum laude with Albion College Honors. Alyssa M. Heilman. Mario Gamal Shafiq Hermina. Samuel Jerry Heyer. Alexandra High, magna cum laude with Albion College Honors. Vincent Darcel Hill, Jr. Trum Hang, magna cum laude. Seth Hubbard. Jacob Patrick Joseph Hunter. William Hunter. Zachary Hirth. Alexa Hyman, cum laude. Georgiana Ingrid. Nicole Maria Iriola, cum laude. Jeffrey Thomas Irish, cum laude. Janet Janotsky, summa cum laude. Carl Robert Jones. Charles Jordan. Bailey Ann Judson, cum laude with Albion College Honors. Grant Porcelli Juth.
Drew Owen Capture, summa cum laude. Sophanpreet Kaur. Daniel F. Klein. Christine Marie Klink, cum laude. Catherine Ann Cortese, cum laude. Brandon Nicholas Kosinski. Lakshmi Kotha, magna cum laude with Albion College Honors. Christy Marie Kotrapu, cum laude. Kyle Cowell, cum laude. Christopher James Kraus. Craig Lee Krieger, Jr. Zachary D. Cribbs, magna cum laude with Albion College Honors. Adam Antanas Kadurka, magna cum laude. Justin N. Laffer. Robert M. Lamb. Jamaris Leapart. Landon J. Corbin Leffler. Cody Robert Lehman. Austin Lelly. Ariana Leonardi, cum laude. Hannah C. Litvan. Patrick Joseph Lopez, summa cum laude. Joshua J. Lowe. Lichi Lua. Thomas Nathan Lurie, Jr., cum laude. Taylor Machalik. Nicholas Stephen McQueen. Shanti Aurelia Madhaven, magna cum laude with Albion College Honors. James Meyer. Victoria J. Malice. Jack Ryan Manquin, summa cum laude. Anthony Marcello. Sophia Masati. Allison E. McLish, cum laude with Albion College Honors. Thank you. Caitlin McLaury. Miranda Leanne McCready. Megan Lorianne McNeil. J.T. McGeehan. Justin R. Meredith. Alexandra Caitlin Meyer. Meredith Mahalik. Charles Thomas McCunick. Trenton Graham Mickey, summa cum laude. Madeline Colleen McCula. John Douglas Miller. Kelsey Miller, cum laude with Albion College Honors. Austin J. Mochia. Kimberly Monk, magna cum laude. Emily A. Morlock, summa cum laude. Hayes A. Mueller. Paxton Page Mueller, summa cum laude with Albion College Honors. Ross William Maniga. Flynn Murphy. Candice Marie Myers, cum laude. Cameron J. Niebel. Sophie Lee Nielsen, cum laude. Brandon J. Nuppy. Mackenzie Denise Novak. Jacqueline Elizabeth Nowak, cum laude. Caio Lambert Orofino. Caitlin Osment, cum laude. Antonio Carmelo Pacifico. Nicholas J. Padula. Leah Marie Parker, cum laude. William Alexander Pearl. Nicholas Pendle. Joshua Paul Pender, magna cum laude. Thor A. Pearson. Lauren Michelle Perugi. Harrison Plasky. Alexander Earl Poole, cum laude. Olivia Podazak, cum laude. Matthew Johnson Prosnewski, magna cum laude. Lauren Pung. Michelle Kasathi. Sean Ramaki. Elizabeth Renaud. Kevin Riley. Kyle Roland Roberts, cum laude. Elizabeth Root. Alexander Ergin Sawley, cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Sample, cum laude with Albion College Honors. Michelle Marie Sampson, cum laude. Kelsey L. Sandal. Stephanie Elise Sanders, summa cum laude with Albion College Honors. Lillian Elizabeth Schmidt, cum laude. Christian William Schubert. Joanna Schulte, summa cum laude with Albion College Honors. Michael R. Sears. Chance Seeley. Catherine Mary Sexton, summa cum laude. Chantella Denitria Sherman. Ayush Shreta, cum laude. Spencer Skillman. Megan Slocum. Victoria Rose Socher, cum laude. Jacob Sonin, summa cum laude. Caitlin Amanda Soper, cum laude with Albion College honors. Laura Stevenson, cum laude. Katie L. Strunk, magna cum laude with Albion College honors. Jessica Lee Sutton. Nathan Zane. Angela Tan. Holly Taylor, summa cum laude. Glenn Elliott Tigner, cum laude. Michael Tolkaz, magna cum laude. Kelsey Joe Trest. Paige Ellen Renee Trudeau, magna cum laude. Alexander William Tu, summa cum laude. Sean Philip Turkington. Taylor Tazinski. Josh Van Lan, cum laude. Peter A. Verhage, magna cum laude. Andrea Wallace, cum laude. Rulin Wong. Cassandra Lucia Ward, cum laude with Albion College honors. Justin Ware. Alexander Rose Washabaugh, summa cum laude. Nicholas J. Webster, cum laude with Albion College honors. Carl Lee Weedman, cum laude. Chelsea Lynn Weiss. Lindsay Lee Weiss, magna cum laude with Albion College honors. Sarah Nicole Westwood, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Brosnan White, magna cum laude with Albion College honors. Maggie Mae M. White. Spencer J. White. Tyler White. Megan Marie Wickens, magna cum laude with Albion College honors. Blair C. Williams. Ebony Capri Williams. Haley Williams. Camilla Williamson. Melissa Lene Wilson, cum laude. Melissa Woodard, cum laude with Albion College honors. Yin-Jae Shu, cum laude. Evan Young. Mark Allen Ziegler II. Andrew Richard Zimmer. Emily Jean Zimmer, cum laude with Albion College honors. Ryan Patrick Zimmer. Mara Burl Zinn, cum laude. Got to make the last one last.
The script says ask for applause, but I think you figured that out on your own. At this time, I will call on Christopher Hagerman, Associate Professor of History, to offer a farewell to our graduates. Please remain seated.
Greetings and congratulations, class of 2015. As you may recall, I began the faculty welcome at your matriculation ceremony by describing your presence as a nuisance. You'd ended my summer. A jest, of course, as was clear because nobody hissed or booed or threw anything at me. Now, nearly 4 years later, I can honestly say that this time, it really is a nuisance to see you here. And all of your richly won academic finery. And it's not just because it reminds me how long ago it was since I graduated, or because so many of you have clearly spent the last 2 days killing precious brain cells in a manner fit to impress Tyrion Lannister. No, it pains me to see you here because gowns mean goodbyes. Sure, the institutional advancement people will be calling you, and the Alumni Association, and you'll keep in touch with your friends. Some of you will keep us informed via social media and encounters at homecoming. But in truth, although your relationship with Albion will last for decades, it will never be quite the same. And that always lends a tinge of bereavement to these proceedings. Happily, it is just that, a hint, subsumed by much stronger tides of joy and pride and hope for the future. Together, we've traveled an arduous and beautiful road these 4 years. And now as your paths branch off toward distant horizons full of promise, and if we're honest, peril, it seems fitting time to reflect on the journey to date. And think about who you were 4 years ago, as I did my very best Professor Binns impression in the chapel and bored you with tales of beggars and coins, and enjoined us to throw away your anxieties and leap into life at Albion. Now think about the person you are in this moment. I may still be Professor Binsing, but you've changed. You've grown. And I'm sure you can see the connection between that change and that growth and everything you've experienced here in classrooms and labs and studios and practice rooms and on stages, in the library, on courts and in fields and offices, in residences and fraternity houses and sorority lodges, in the community and at schools, and on field trips across America and around the globe. In short, in all the places, all the environments compassed by an Albion College education. And frankly, I stand in awe of how far you've come. I also stand in your debt, as do all my colleagues, for everything you have brought to our classrooms, to the campus, and the community. For the vitality, the enthusiasm, the challenge, and yes, even for the inevitable frustrations. And I'm not just being polite. The student-faculty relationship is, or at least should be, a symbiotic one. And though it might not always be apparent, our success and growth depends as much on you as yours does on us. So from my heart and from my colleagues, thank you. But, of course you had to know there was a but coming, didn't you? Before we get feeling too good about ourselves, there remains the matter of the future. As far as you've come, this is just the beginning, isn't it? This commencement. So the future then. What a thrilling and terrifying prospect. We've girded you as best we can to seize its opportunities and survive its vagaries, given you a panoply of knowledge and understanding and experience, a true liberal arts education. But the question remains, what will you make of it? A job? A career? A fortune? Worthy goals. But on the off chance the inspiration ship hasn't quite passed the breakwater, might I suggest something a little bit more ambitious? How about making a mark? How about making a difference? How about using what you have learned in your 4 years at Albion to make the world, your world, a better place for you, but also for your children and for everyone, everywhere? Fantasy, some might say. Dreamland. Doable, I say. Doable for the educated and engaged. Doable for you, Albion College's class of 2015. All you have to do is throw yourself as boldly into your futures as you threw yourself into life at this, your alma mater. Thank you, and best wishes.
Thank you, Chris. What a wonderful setting to spend your last hour as an Albion College student. I hope your memories of our time together today, of this exact moment, are as beautiful as these surroundings. Do you recall the emotions you felt the first time you opened the door to your room in Wesley? Or when you gathered in Goodrich for your matriculation ceremony? What a wonderful blend of nervousness and arrogance. How about your first Albion sweatshirt? Or your first photos on campus as a student? Are they tucked away somewhere in your closet or an old computer or phone? Those memories and objects are intrinsic treasures, to be sure, but they also symbolize a certain value. Beyond the degree you receive today, your Albion experience has a special value. It changed you. It provided the means for you to find your calling and determine how you will make a difference in the world. Whether you keep that sweatshirt forever or it's already in the laundry bin of history, let it remind you that even though you will never return to this place in quite the same role, you are not really giving up that treasure any more than you are permanently departing this campus. And its value will only be enhanced over time. Every day you will draw interest from the treasure, and often you will return to walk the paths of your alma mater. It's my hope that you will share the value of your Albion experience with many others. You will do that as you draw upon the lessons to be a better friend, perhaps a better spouse, a better parent, a better neighbor, and a better citizen. But much of that is a long way away. Today you're sad and happy. You're relieved and nervous. You're confident and worried. For lack of a better term, we say that you are nostalgic. Those of us who have been through 30 or 40 or 50 of these graduations still wonder at the mix of emotions we experience each year. We have placed our hopes for the future of civilization in those of you who sometimes slept through your 10 o'clock class or missed assignment deadlines entirely. But we know that you have character and tools to be women and men of impact. We're a bit nervous. We know that the challenges ahead will be greater than anything we were able to throw at you in the classroom, on the stage, in the laboratory, or the athletic field. But we are confident because we send with you the mysterious power of a liberal arts education. We believe in you, and we believe in what Albion has done for you. So we look forward to the better world that you will help create. Good men and women, it is time to quietly slip from the college you love so well. Good women and men who will soon be from Albion, it is time for you to burst with joy into the bright future you are creating for us. And now, we would like to ask that after the singing of the college hymn, the audience will be seated until the academic procession has withdrawn from the seating area. Immediately following the ceremony, we invite all graduates and families to visit with our faculty members at the east end of the mall. Now, will you please rise and join for the singing of Albion, Dear Albion, which will conclude our ceremony.
Give a song to thee. the podium just like we came in. All right. Let us go.